everyone, welcome to another edition of Help Me Understand. I'm your host, Michelle Fenelon. For the first time in a very long time, the New England Patriots are broken, and I don't think they can be fixed, at least not this year. Joining me later to help me understand what exactly is wrong with Bill Belichick's team is the host of After the Whistle, Mukala Kambongo. The New England Patriots are sitting at 2-4 after an embarrassing 33-6 loss to the San Francisco 49ers. That loss marked Bill Belichick's worst home loss in his 21-year tenure with the team. For the second straight game, the offense failed to find the end zone. Even with injuries to the 49ers defense, both starting safeties did not play, and still, the Patriots' offensive passing game was nowhere to be found. Starting quarterback Cam Newton went 9-15 for 98 yards and 3 interceptions. He was benched in the fourth quarter for backup quarterback Jarrett Stidham, who threw his fourth pick and 27 career pass attempts. How do I put this nicely? The New England Patriots are not a good football team, and their problems begin and end on offense. If you paid any attention to the Pats last year, you would know this is nothing new. The only difference this year is who's playing quarterback. Tom Brady isn't here to make up for the lack of talent on the offense, as he has done for so many years in the past, especially last year. No disrespect to Newton, he's not Brady. Hell, nobody is. The response to Cam Newton criticism has been, relax, he just tested positive for COVID-19, to which I say, Newton wasn't playing well pre-COVID either. The win against the Raiders was because of the running backs and Rex Burkhead scoring 3 touchdowns. Newton's best passing game was against the Seattle Seahawks secondary that can't stop a nosebleed. The Seahawks defense ranks dead last in the NFL, allowing just under 369 passing yards per game. Yes, Cam Newton shouldn't receive all the blame. However, he is part of the problem because he's not part of the solution. To be quite honest with you, it doesn't matter who is playing quarterback for the Patriots this year. This offense still would have had trouble because of the lack of talent. Second-year wide receiver N'Keal Harry is not progressing in a way the Patriots would have liked. Starting running back Sony Michel is on IR. Julian Edelman is a shell of himself. Jacoby Myers can barely see the field. And does this team even have a tight end? It took the greatest quarterback of all time to take this offense and lead them to the playoffs last year. Without him, they are broken. And I don't even think the greatest coach of all time can fix them.
Joining me now to help me understand what exactly is wrong with Bill Belichick's team this year is the host of After the Whistle, Mukala Kambongo. Mukala, thank you so much for joining me today.
No problem. What shirt? I see. I wore this shirt because I know you like to have this shirt contest with me.
I'm definitely losing today. You are winning. I love the message. Life without Tom Brady has not been good for the Patriots this season. What's the biggest problem for the team?
The biggest problem, there's a whole list of problems, but the biggest and glaring one is the offense. The offense is the biggest problem right now. The offense is just atrocious. It's pathetic. It's every bad thing you could think of. That is the Patriots offense. And I think we were fooled after week 2. You know, even though they lost in Seattle, they had a showing. We were like, okay, if they could do this, you know, we'll have a chance. Well, they'll have a chance of making the postseason. But ever since that Seattle game, everything has been downhill, starting with the quarterback. I don't know. He hasn't looked right. He has not looked right ever since after that Seattle game. He hasn't looked right. You know, the Raiders game, he had a good day rushing in that game, but it's just passing the ball. I don't know. I just don't know. And I mean, first let's start with the receivers, because the receivers are god awful. Let's just say they are awful. They in every NFL rankings, they're dead last. They're dead last in separation. They're dead last. I think they're averaging like 3.3 yards per separation on plays. I mean, we had another game with the number 1 pick. I think he had 1 catch or something like that. So the receivers need help.
The receivers have been struggling this year. N'Keal Harry, Julian Edelman is a shell of himself, Jacoby Myers. And then you talked about Cam Newton, who has more picks than touchdown passes this year. Who do you give most of the blame to for the way this offense has been playing?
McDaniels. McDaniels has been – he's been for the better – even this started last year. For the better part of – like the latter part of last year, his play calling has been horrible. he outthinks himself. He does too many predictable plays, too many short passes. Granted, we don't have no deep threats, but the offense is just too predictable, and McDaniels doesn't switch nothing up. It's way too predictable. And once again, back to the Seattle game, we saw everybody watching that game knew what was coming. Cam Newton's going to run the ball. And for the life of me, I don't understand why they didn't switch it up, because they had success with him passing the ball in that game. They've had success passing. It's just they will keep trying to run the ball, and then when they pass the ball, it's these little 5-yard passes, and nothing goes there. But I just have some stats for you right now. Like the Pats offense. The Pats offense 27th. They're 27th in the league right now. Their receivers are 29th in receiving with 210 yards per game. You know, the longest pass play is 49 yards for this offense. They're 23rd on downs. They have a 38.8% conversion on third downs. And it's just, I mean, it's just, and people think Jarrett Stidham is that guy to come in and save this offense.
You give blame to offensive coordinator Josh McDaniels. When the Patriots win, we give all the blame to Bill Belichick. He's a great coach. However, he's also the GM of this team who put this offense together. Why shouldn't he receive any of the blame?
I was going to get there. Thanks for the lob, because I was about to get there. Now, as we all know, the Patriots in drafting has not been great for ever. It has never been great. So I just want to read off some list of receivers that were taken after N'Keal Harry. I will start. All right, N'Keal Harry, last pick in the second round. Last pick in the first round. The first pick in the second round was Deebo Samuel, who had an impressive rookie season. And even though this year he's hurt, but when he's on the field, he's producing at a high level. A.J. Brown, the second receiver taken in that second round of the 2019 draft. He's doing well in Tennessee. He's producing, made the postseason last season. He's producing at a high level. Mecole Hardman of the Kansas City Chiefs, a speed receiver. The Patriots haven't had a fast receiver since Randy Moss. He's also out there doing everything, receiving, running, special teams. He was taken after N'Keal Harry. And then the big one was DK Metcalf, who was taken with the 64th pick and who might be one of the best young receivers in the league right now.
It hasn't been good. You are 100% correct. It hasn't been good. Harry is just not progressing at all. And it's tough because last year people felt like maybe it was Tom Brady's fault because he didn't want to work with him. Maybe Tom Brady checked out, but the offense has proven that Brady was right. It's not that good. However, I want to talk about the defense a little bit. Why haven't they received any blame? They haven't been playing that well either.
They haven't, but the defense, when you lose some of your captains, some of your best players, when they opt to not play this season, you're definitely going to have a fall off. And Dante Hightower, he's the leader of that defense. He's the play caller. He knows how to get everybody in the right situation. He's not there. Patrick Chung, for all I've said about him, I don't think he's the best player or stuff, but when he knows that defense and he helps that defense a lot. So some of the top guys not returning, especially on that front seven, that hurt them a lot, and they can't generate pressure. That's another thing. They can't get to the quarterback. I think Jimmy Garoppolo had all day and all the time in the world to pass the ball the other day. So it's, lack of pressure, the middle, some of the key positions on that defense, it's just not great. So the defense is not good because those guys opting out.
Yes, absolutely. For so many years, we've heard, "In Bill we trust." You can't count out a Belichick coach team. Put your job on it. How confident are you that Belichick can turn things around this year?
Oh, no. There's no turning this around. There's no turning. I am a realist. I need, when you get sample sizes of something, you're just going to realize some things are just going to stay the same. And the way these guys are playing, they don't have the talent right now. They don't have the health right now. They just don't have a lot of things, especially at this stage. NFL, and it doesn't help that your quarterback's the leading rusher of the team. That's another thing. So They can't turn this around. And have you seen their schedule? I think the next time they'll win the game is when they play the Jets.
Maybe.
And because they got their schedule coming. Their schedule is not the easiest. And then when we go into December, they start off December at Los Angeles Rams and then the Chargers. So they have a tough December schedule. This is just one of those. We just gotta feel like the Jets this year.
Ouch, that's a bad reality for a lot of Patriots fans. The Patriots did not respond well after losing to a 1-3 Broncos team. They have to respond on Sunday against the Buffalo Bills because I think this ultimately decides the AFC East division. Yeah. Mukala, thank you so much for joining me. It's been a pleasure.
No problem. Yeah, I know you got a little hope, but I didn't even get into the rant of the Jared Stidham, but just have the liquor on deck. That's all I'll say.
Thank you so much. Good luck watching the Patriots for the rest of the season.
All right. Thanks, Michelle. Always a pleasure.
Here's my final thought. Although the New England Patriots are broken, there's still a small chance they can make the playoffs. It's small, but it's still a chance. The only path I see the Patriots making the playoffs is if they win the AFC East division. Currently, the Buffalo Bills are 5-2 and in first place of the division. A win against the Buffalo Bills on Sunday gives the Patriots a chance to keep this season alive. That's all we have for this edition of Help Me Understand. I'm your host, Michelle Fenelon. I'll talk to you later.